Hello and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Courtney and my channel is all about connecting with crystals, learning about their metaphysical benefits, and really just becoming aware of this unique energy that's available to all of us. So thank you for joining me. Today's video is all about crystals for self-love. We are all on our own personal journeys with really understanding ourselves and accepting ourselves fully, and that really requires us to love ourselves unconditionally. I know through my own personal, experience on my own self-love journey that this can be kind of hard, breaking through to the other side and really just not listening to those outside influences or inner critics that we might have. I promise you that choosing to love yourself is going to change your world inside and out. Really, my hopes with this video is to shine some light on some wonderful stones and crystals that help you love yourself, and also follow up with some self-love practices that I love doing. I hope that you can get some inspiration from this video and create your own self-love rituals. I figured for this video I'd start off with those crystals that deal with self-love. It's not all of the self-love crystals, but it is, the ones that I have in my collection that I've experimented with. And then I'm gonna follow up with some self-love practices. I love doing these self-love practices. They've made such a impact and a shift in how I think about myself and how I approach others. So I'm super excited to really dive into this. Alrighty, so starting off with probably the most popular self-love crystal, we're going to be starting off with some rose quartz. So rose quartz is known as the stone of love. Not only is it really helpful with self-love, but it's helpful with loving everyone around you, having love for the world. It's like a universal love, which I think is so amazing. It really brings a sense of love all around you, and it activates your heart chakra. A strong healing aspect with rose quartz is to help heal a broken heart, calm emotions, and can cleanse the auric field. Rose quartz love vibrations can penetrate to the cellular level, reprogramming the cells for joy and longevity. It encourages self-forgiveness and absolution for those who have wronged you. This stone is so popular. I'm thinking now in my head, how have I not done a crystal meaning on rose quartz yet? It's kind of funny actually. Overall, if you're trying to do any kind of heart chakra work, this is a wonderful stone. It's a go-to. If you're trying to, call in love into your life, if you're trying to work on your self-love, whatever it may be, this stone is so universal and it really can help with any aspect of love in your life. I really feel like this is such a good basic crystal to have in your collection. So if you don't have one, I definitely recommend you getting one. The next crystal on our self-love list is rhodochrosite. Rhodochrosite is a stone of love directed first at the self for emotional healing. It assists in doing the necessary work of recovering, reliving, and releasing the memories of one's emotional wounds. It emanates currents of inner peace and self-forgiveness, allowing one to fully blossom. Rhodochrosite can cleanse, soothe, and repair the energy field around the heart. It facilitates deep healing of inner child and past life issues. This stone is actually relatively new to me, but I've known about its healing properties for a really long time. There was a time when I felt like I really needed this stone, but I never got it. So when I finally got my hands on it, it did kind of feel like a sense of completion. I was really full circle almost. Some examples of, how this stone can really help you depending on what you're going through. If you have any self-doubt, if you have self-limiting beliefs, if you have depression, if you have, self-hatred, if you experienced any trauma, growing up, maybe your childhood was kind of hard and you have emotional wounds from that. If you feel like maybe you're constantly comparing yourself to others and you need to stop with kind of negative viewpoint towards yourself, rhodochrosite is really going to help you really help you in letting that go and also seeing yourself in like a new light. I think out of all the crystals that I'm going to talk about, rhodochrosite might be the most beneficial with really healing yourself so that you can love yourself. It's a wonderful self-love crystal. All right, so for this next self-love crystal, I always get this one mixed up with rhodochrosite because they sound the same. It is rhodonite. Rhodonite promotes the energy of love, but in this case, it really is the outer directed love, rather than rhodochrosite with that inner love. It's like an outer love. Rhodochrosite is one of, a stone of altruism and generosity, using one talent to, bring gifts to others. Rhodonite attracts the people and situations best suited for one's unique talents, and in so using them, one can experience fulfillment of the deep desire to love and be loved. What I really love about this stone is that it really helps you realize what your unique capabilities are and how by doing this, you can really fulfill your destiny. This stone really reminds you to really share your love, give your love, have generosity, have compassion, doing all those things. It's almost like the cure for loving yourself. You feel so good when you give to others. I feel like you can really feel that energy penetrating your heart center when you are expressing and giving your love out. On a scale of how to raise your vibration and stuff like that, this vibration is one of the ultimate high ones. So it really does make you just feel really good. The next stone I'm going to be talking about is rubellite. Rubellite really strengthens your heart and it links it to the heart of the earth. It is recommended to those who have heart ailments because it carries and emanates the perfect vibrational pattern of the heart. Rubellite benefits the emotional heart as well. It facilitates healing emotional wounds and helps one overcome numbness and rediscovering one's zest for living. I personally feel like this stone is so cool. When you really get a good close-up look at it, it's so fascinating. It actually reminds me a lot of cinnabar, but what rubellite is it's red tourmaline. So this is a form of tourmaline. I really like the fact that this stone quite literally helps with the physical heart. If you're going through heartache, if you had any kind of a surgery or any kind of recovery in your heart and you kind of want a companion to be with you while you're going through a heart journey, I think rubellite is absolutely perfect for that. I think the aspect of love for the earth is also really important with the stone because as we're on our self-love journeys, part of that process is really understanding there is beauty all around us, taking time to go outside, take your shoes off, walk on the grass, maybe sit under a tree and just kind of be in that moment. Maybe you have some rubellite with you, just really feeling into that moment and loving where you're at and how lucky and blessed you are to be on this planet and you love the earth. Having that kind of admiration for the earth is definitely beneficial for our own inner being. Okay, so for this next self-love crystal, I might have a slight obsession with it. That is kunzite. Kunzite opens the heart to the energies of love, self-love, interpersonal love, love for humanity, animals, plants, minerals, all that is. But most importantly, kunzite is a conduit from one's heart to the vibration of divine love. Kunzite can activate the silent voice of the heart, opening a wordless communication between one's mental and emotional aspects. If one is willing to listen and follow the quiet urging of the heart, one's life and world will benefit greatly. I feel like working with the stone really opens the doors to this spiritual realm of divine love. I think that sounds so cool and awesome. I'm just really obsessed with kunzite. I was kind of getting the download a month ago to hey, put some feelers out for kunzite. And I'm really excited to show you how I use kunzite. When I talk about my practices, I'll really show you what I did. But really, I just really love this stone so much. When I first got it, I definitely felt this very high energy. I think that there really is something special with the love element and also the spiritual element of this stone. Okay, so I know like all these stones are pink that I shared with you, but you can definitely use green crystals and green stones in your self-love practices as well. You know, pairing up green and pink stones is really helpful, you know, with setting an intention for self-love or any kind of like heart healing. Just to name a few crystals that deal with the heart chakra and love, are green jade and malachite. I personally love working with malachite and rose quartz. If you watched my malachite video, I talk about a grid that I made in my home using malachite and rose quartz and really what transpired during that time frame, and it's quite interesting actually. So now I'm going to switch over to some self-love practices that I'm obsessed with and I love, and I'm super excited to share them with you. I hope that this kind of inspires you to work with these stones and make your own self-love rituals. All right, so the first practice I'm gonna share with you, it might sound a little silly, but I'm not joking. I'm 100% serious, and that is drinking rose water. I have really noticed that drinking rose water is kind of like this self-love potion in a sense. If you are able to get some rose water, I got this at a local Erewhon, but some health food stores I've noticed they have rose water. I definitely encourage you to try this out, drink some rose water and see if you notice, you know, yourself differently when you are looking in the mirror or just how you feel, because honestly, I really do feel like this helps with self-love. So this next practice, I'm actually so excited to share this with you guys. I found a crystal product that I'm honestly so obsessed with. I discovered a company where they have a lot of crystal-based products, and I was browsing through their website and I saw that they had crystal straws, and I was like, oh my gosh, wait, what? I had to get it, and I'm so excited to show you guys what it looks like. It is this crystal straw. I chose to have rose quartz as the stone, and then I picked a rosé finish on the straw. What I love about this company and these straws is that it's really customizable. So I chose rose quartz, but they also have a clear quartz stone, they have an amethyst stone, and then they also have different finishes. They have a gold, a silver, and then this rosé color. I personally wanted to have the rose quartz stone on my straw because I wanted to infuse my drinks with, you know, that love vibration, and also just, you know, a reminder to like have love in everything, what I'm eating, what I'm drinking. It's like a really easy, like high vibrational way to just like feel good throughout the day. I actually reached out to this company and I'm super excited to be an affiliate with them, and they're so sweet and so nice. They actually gave me a code to share with you guys. So if you want to get a little bit of discount at checkout, I have a code, and all their information is obviously going to be in my description box. So definitely go check them out. To be honest with you guys, I feel like this is such a cool idea. Like you can easily infuse anything you're drinking with your crystal. You know, you can get that crystal energy in like a different way, you know? Like I've been using this so much. I think I'm actually gonna drink some rose water with this straw. You know, this is perfect to pair with rose water. So you can really create your own self-love rituals with whatever you really want. All right, moving down the list. So this next self-love practice is a practice that I personally love doing, and that is making a crystal grid. So for the month of February, I really wanted to create like a really awesome self-love grid to really raise the vibration in my apartment and just feel all the good vibes regarding love, self-love, self-healing, and all that good stuff. So I'm actually going to show you guys the grids that I made this month. So really like the theme for my February grids was self-love, but to be more specific, I really wanted to use those kunzite chips. I was so excited when I got them, and I got so many, so I ended up making 2 grids because I had so much stuff. But the first grid I made was this rubellite grid, and I really loved how it turned out. The stones that I used were the rubellite, the kunzite, rose quartz, and some peach moonstone. I feel like towards the end when I was done making it, it kind of reminded me of like a diamond, and I was like, ooh, this is really pretty. just connecting with that universal love, linking my heart with that earth energy. I felt like this grid was really, really beautiful. And then the other grid I made was a smaller grid. This was a really cute grid. I recently got that wooden crystal grid board. I think it's called Metronon's Cube or something like that. I saw that design. It's very sacred geometry, like pattern style, and it was pretty small. It's only like 4 inches, but I saw it on Sunstone Gem on her Instagram, Sunstone Gems ATX, and I was like obsessed with it when I saw it. I was like, this is so cute. I really want to experiment with this. I kind of like that it was smaller. So I made this kind of like kunzite, rose quartz, like basically the same things, peach moonstone, but I had selenite as my center stone in that one. And I really just wanted the kunzite to really highlight that one. You know, it was full of like a circle of kunzite and then the wooden board and then this really cool design inside. I personally love making crystal grids. I think it's like a form of me actually practicing my self-love because I get so much joy out of doing them. But definitely, practice with a self-love grid. If you have any rose quartz or clear quartz, I use peach moonstone, any kind of like loving energy. You could do like a green crystal grid, pink and green crystal grid. Just really experiment with, the idea of creating a self-love crystal grid. All right, so this next self-love practice is actually a journal exercise. If you're into journaling, then you're really gonna love this. I learned this exercise from Gabby Bernstein in her book, Super Attractor. If you haven't read this book, I highly recommend you do. It is amazing. So the practice in this book that I'm gonna be highlighting is called the Spiritually Aligned Action Method. This exercise is really about, discovering what it is that lights you up and how you can share that with the world, which I think is such a, self-love exercise. When doing this journal exercise, I think it's really beneficial. If you have rhodonite, that is like the perfect crystal to pair with this journal exercise. If you don't have rhodonite, then I would definitely grab some kind of self-love crystal when you're doing this. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna wanna do is grab a journal, grab a pen, and then get a crystal. Find a cozy spot in your home, put on some nice music, and get ready because we're gonna do this exercise. So first thing is you're gonna wanna make a list of all the ways that your desire lights you up and how your light brings service to others. Your desire is not selfish. Your joy is a gift to the world and to everyone around you. So for example, my joy, what my talents are is I really love sharing my love for filming, creating, and talking about crystals. When I put my videos out, I feel like such a sense of joy in my life. It's like nothing I've ever experienced. And I believe that my service is really helping people learn, exposing them to like another viewpoint, possibly makes them feel calm, maybe inspired. I really have no idea what the extent of me putting my videos out will do to the world, but I only believe that it can be positive. I really feel like this exercise is like an act of love. You're really trying to figure out like how what you do brings, something to someone else. What is that service? What is it that makes you feel good that you share with others? Gabby suggests that at the end of this journal entry to write down this or something better. This is kind of like a, letting go element. You're kind of like releasing this to the universe. And really once you're kind of done with this journal entry, kind of come back to it, think about it as, the days go on, the weeks go on, and really just have patience. Truly believing in yourself and knowing that this is going to come into fruition, that you're making the small steps to accomplishing something. I promise you the universe is going to show you signs that things are working out for you. So this next practice has been so beneficial for me, and that really is speaking that self-love into existence with affirmations. I think it's a great idea to, speak your affirmations out loud while holding a crystal. So for me, rhodochrosite, I think pairs perfectly with this because rhodochrosite kind of deals with that like self-healing, kind of like dealing with that self-critic, kind of saying the affirmation out loud kind of, You know, if you are working on yourself and you are thinking negatively, like saying something positive while holding a stone that really makes you feel confident and makes you feel like, hey, you are this, you know, it helps, it adds some element to that affirmation. Affirmations are like reprogramming your brain. So I know, you know, a lot of people talk about affirmations, but like, do you really do them? You know, I'm really asking you. It's really easy to say, oh yeah, I'm gonna start doing it, but then you never do. So I really challenge you to start really saying affirmations. For me, I know it can be hard to remember to do them. I like to do them right when I wake up. I'll say my affirmations. But if, you know, that's still hard for you to remember, you can definitely write your affirmations on the mirror. You know, you'll visually see it and then you'll say it out loud. I really feel like it makes such a difference, you know, seeing the affirmation on the mirror and then saying it out loud. So whatever you're trying to work on, like I love myself unconditionally, I love my body, you know, whatever it is, I promise you, like you can really change and shift your mindset when you say it out loud. So really, I challenge you, do those affirmations. To wrap up this video, I hope that some of these stones and crystals really help you to connect with that self-love element. You know, I really just want you to think about how freeing it would feel to escape from, you know, that self-hatred, that self-doubt, those self-limiting beliefs, and really shift into a mindset of self-love and abundance. It's pretty radical if you ask me. Alrighty guys, so that is it for today's video. Thank you for joining me. I hope that this video was fun and inspiring for you guys. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you have any stories about working with any of these stones, you know, with self-love or self-healing, with your heart chakra, anything like that, or you want to like let us know a, you know, affirmation you're obsessed with, I'd love to see it in the comments, and I'm sure this growing community would love to see it too. If you are new here, come on and hit that subscribe button. I had a lot of fun with you guys, and I will see you in my next one. Cheers.